Hi dear children, welcome to the new session on the chapter How do organisms reproduce? In the last modules we had learnt about the type of asexual reproduction in which animals give rise to young ones from their broken body parts, that is regeneration. We also learned about another type of asexual reproduction, that is budding. In this module we are going to learn about the next type of asexual reproduction, that is vegetative propagation in plants. Vegetative propagation is a type of asexual reproduction in which new plants are produced from old plant parts like roots, stems or leaves. And these parts from which new plants are produced are called as vegetative propagules. And how do these vegetative propagules give rise to new plants? It is because these parts have a special structure called as buds. And these buds, when it is present in these plant parts, they are present in a dormant stage or an inactive stage. But once these buds receive appropriate suitable conditions for growth, like moisture, water, warmth, all these appropriate conditions are received, immediately the dormant stage is converted into an active stage and it grows into a new plant. We can see vegetative propagation taking place naturally, and such type of vegetative propagation is called as natural vegetative propagation. Whereas when it's done through human intervention, it is called as artificial vegetative propagation. And different methods of artificial vegetative propagation are cutting, layering and grafting. And these methods are used to propagate a large number of plants like sugarcane, roses, grapes. Many ornamental plants are produced by means of this artificial vegetative propagation. We would have surely seen the ground in which we play, which was completely dried. Soon after a rain, it gets covered with grass. And this will also be seen in the sides of the roads, backyard of our houses, boundaries of our houses. Soon after a rain, it gets completely covered with grass. Why does this happen? It is because in the dried condition, we won't be able to see the stem, dried stem, which is present beneath the soil, and these dried stem bears buds. And once it receives the rain or proper conditions for growth, this inactive bud is completely converted into active bud and it grows into a new plant. And this is an example for vegetative propagation with the help of stem. Another example of vegetative propagation with the help of stem is the propagation of money plant. How do we propagate a money plant? From the mother plant, we cut a small twig, a small part, and the small part of the stem should have at least one leaf attached to it. And then we immerse it into the water. And after a few days, we can see roots developing from the bottom of the twig. If we had cut the part from the mother plant in such a way that it does not have a leaf attached to it, this will not happen because the point where the leaf attaches to the stem is called as a node, and this node is having the growing part or the growing region which gives rise to a new plant. Another classic example of vegetative propagation through stem is the potatoes. When we take a potato which is unused or which remains in your kitchen shelf for a long period of time, we can see small buds arising from the surface of the potato. And these buds arise from the structures called as eyes. And these are having nodes and which is having the growing regions. And from these buds, a new plant is produced. So these are the different examples which we see in our daily life. So there are a large number of advantages of vegetative propagation. The first, as I told, it is used in the propagation of many agriculturally important plants like grapes, sugarcane, roses, ornamental plants through cutting, grafting and layering. It also helps to produce flowers and fruits at a much faster rate than those which is propagated through seeds. That is the second advantage. And third, we have many plants which have lost the capacity to produce seeds. Which are those plants? We like oranges. Do they have seeds? No. We like pineapples. Do they have seed? No. So those plants which have lost the capacity to produce seeds like banana, pineapple, rose, jasmine, all these are propagated through the method called as vegetative propagation. And all the characters which is present in the mother plant or the parent plant will be transferred to the offsprings produced by vegetative propagation. So we get exact copies of the parent plant. So these are the 4 advantages. First, it is used for new advancements like grafting, cutting and layering. It helps to produce flowers and fruits at a much faster rate than those produced by seeds. It helps to propagate plants which have lost the capacity to produce seeds. And last, it helps to produce exact copies of the parent plant. Vegetative propagation through leaves can be seen in the plant called as bryophyllum. In the bryophyllum leaf, along the margins of the leaf, there are certain notches, and in these notches, there are buds present. And these buds, they grow into a new plantlet when it gets detached from the leaf, from the parent leaf, and it falls onto the soil. When it receives appropriate conditions in the soil, it grows into a new plantlet. So this is an example of vegetative propagation through leaves in the plant called as bryophyllum, in which along the leaf margins there are notches, and in these notches buds are present, which gives rise to new plantlets.